What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Corey Has a Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Easley, and I'm here today to give you the real shit like I give you every week. It gets pretty interesting sitting here, opening up the top, popping the lid off of my head and sharing what's going on in there with you guys. I was sitting here thinking this morning about, it's the morning time, by the way, for me. I don't know when you're deciding to listen to this. I don't know if the sun's still out. I don't know if it's a cloudy day. Maybe it's raining. I know it's summertime here in New York City. It's been very hot. It's been some real good beach days, like jump into the ocean and taste all that salt. You know what I'm saying? It's been real beachy. I used to complain about the summer all the time, but I had some fucking balls complaining about the summer because I would be walking around in black jeans, black t-shirt, black boots, maybe a hat, you know what I mean? And then have the balls to be like, yo, it's so fucking hot. I hate the summer. I didn't hate the summer. I wasn't dressed appropriately, you know? And yes, it is hot. Now, I'm walking around in a tank top and shorts most of the time, because I'm comfortable and also because of my profession. However, it helps. It helps. The less clothing you wear, the more comfortable you are when it's hot. Who would have fucking known? I was thinking this morning about times I felt mortified. Times where I just have felt like, holy shit, this is the most uncomfortable situation. And it started as a child, right? I could think of a few moments that stand out in my life. I remember once when I was in college, I was working for this clown company, and yes, I was a clown while also working at a supermarket full time. I don't know where I found the time to do this. I was a clown part time for a clown company. I worked for a supermarket called Pathmark, which I haven't seen one in a long time. I don't know if they still exist. And I was a full-time college student, and I went to the gym and lifted weights. I was trying to get fucking brolic at the time, you know what I'm saying? Because I was a young boy, and I was trying to put on some muscle. And when I say young boy, I mean I was 19, which is a young boy, am I right? The coffee's hitting this morning. It's real good. You take a melatonin at night, you get all drowsy like, and then you wake up in the morning and you have a coffee and it's fucking fantastic. But you got to give yourself enough time. You have to have the time to sleep, right? You know, people who are home, they're just at home and they're just awake until 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. Stupid. Waste of time. Go to sleep. So that way you can wake up and enjoy. Because you know what's going to happen? The winter is going to come back, and you're going to be like, "Oh man, it's dark at 4 o'clock, and it's like I don't get any daylight. I don't get any day." It's like, yeah, well, you know, you stay up all fucking night. So pick one. Anyway, so I was mortified because I remember the guy. There was a family-owned company, the clown company. And me and one of my best friends, we worked for these guys. We did all kinds of gigs, you know. I learned how to do balloon animals. I did some of my best work there. Learned how to make balloon animals. It's funny because you kind of see the psychology of people at a young age, right? A bunch of 6-year-olds. You make a dog for one kid, everybody wants a dog. You make a dog for 3 kids, 4th kid goes, I want a hat. Everybody after that kid goes, I want a hat too, including the people who you already made dogs for. They're like, well, I want a hat now. People want to be included all the time. It doesn't matter if they are 6 years old or if they're fucking 35. They just want what the other person had. How come this person has this? You start giving out free t-shirts. I want a free t-shirt. I want to, you know, we're just kind of, people are just wired. Like, it's really funny. You know, I'm starting to realize the older I get and how little I require paying attention to some of these things. Like, I know what I like and I know what I want, and I don't really need a lot of things necessarily. That's just me. And I'm totally fine with that. But it's so funny to watch people like need stuff that they see other people have. And I saw that, like, the way these kids would react to certain things. You know, I painted faces. I would get the kids in a circle, do a chicken dance. I was dressed up like a clown. Or I would be dressed up like a character, right? Like, I'd be like Dora the Explorer. My arms were starting to get jacked and my arms were exposed. I was Dora the Explorer who was doing a lot of bicep curls. You know what I'm saying? Let them watch. Let them watch. I was, that's a Wolf of Wall Street reference, by the way, which it took me fucking forever to finally watch that movie, and it was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Love DiCaprio. Love Scorsese. It was hilarious. One of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It was so good. Margot Robbie is a smoke show. Leonardo DiCaprio is incredible. Fucking McConaughey, unforgettable. Jonah Hill. I mean, the cast was stacked. Rob Reiner was in it. It was great. Anyway. By the way, not only was Margot Robbie a smoke show, she was really pulling that accent off, too. Everybody's accent was on point. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, she was only just attractive. She was also very talented and good in the movie as well. All right? All right. What did I do as a clown? Oh, yeah, I was the Cookie Monster. I was SpongeBob. Some kid punched me in the balls one time while I was wearing the SpongeBob costume. It's like 80 degrees in the summertime. I was sweating my balls off, and then my balls got punched by a little kid. And you can't do what you want to do after you get kicked in the balls. I couldn't kick the shit out of that kid and go, what the fuck? I had to just take it. But the costume is smiling for you, so it's okay. Yeah, I was Santa Claus one time in a Jamaican neighborhood, which is a funny story. I did all these things. But one day, this guy, and I was thinking, back to me being mortified, we were getting driven somewhere. And I like to think it was somewhere deep out in Queens, if I'm not mistaken. And he drove us, and my boy was Elmo, and I was the Cookie Monster. And we go stop at a gas station or something. He goes to fill up the car. And as he comes back in the car, I'm making a comment about this guy's... I'm making a comment about something about some guy having a fat wife. I'm 19 at the time, okay? And this guy's wife was really heavy, right? And I'm saying it like such a prick. Looking out the other window, I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Julian's in the back. My friend is the other guy who's doing the job with me. And then I hear the door close. Like the guy's in the car already while I'm talking all this shit. And that's not the first time that me running my mouth has put me in an uncomfortable situation. Just last week, I'm ordering food. And, I was just, I forgot to hang up the phone, and the guy calls me, and he fucking is like, hey, what's the building number? And I'm like, this fucking guy can't read. And then I realized that I didn't hang up the phone, so I felt horrible when the guy was handing me the food, or giving us the food. There was another time I was at a diner, and I'm like, the fucking service is horrible here today, because I used to go to this diner all the time with my friend Julian. And the lady was standing right fucking behind me and heard me say that. So as you get older, those things should be few and far between, right? You should just be getting better at not being an asshole in those moments. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just never learn. I'd like to say I'm better. Sometimes it's not from a place of like, I'm not being malicious. I think sometimes it just feels good to talk shit, or feels good to like let out your frustration however you do, as long as you're not like physically hurting anyone. But I don't like emotionally hurting people either. People go, oh, as long as you're not hurting anybody. Yeah, but sometimes you could bother people on other levels too. So it's something I'd like to work on. I'm not too bad though. I'm not too bad at it. It's just the second I learned how to talk, I just started speaking freely, which is cool. It's a gift and a curse, you know what I mean? Use your talent for good if you can. otherwise. Another time I was mortified, I was about like 5 years old or something like that. I was at my stepfather's mom's house, and she had these statues, and it was like these they were like these lamps. It was like a statue of like a woman's body holding a little light at the top that came from the floor, and it was like feet all the way to the body was like holding up the part where the light bulb goes, and it was like a naked woman's body, and it had these huge cans, or at least I remember in my mind. And I was a kid, and then she walked in and saw me touching the titties of the statue just because I was like curious. I was a kid. I was like, look at these titties. And that's a moment I'll never forget. I don't think I've ever shared that before in my life. I was like 5 or 6, and I got caught touching the statue's titties. And right there, she knew. Who, the statue? Yeah. Yeah, that was, I'll never forget that moment because I was mortified. I was like, fuck, she thinks I'm a pervert now or something like that. And yes, I did know what a pervert was at that age because my mom seemed to think everybody was a pervert. So she taught me. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for that. So anyway, I was looking at this article this morning. Sometimes I'll just go on the internet because what else kind of entertainment do you have when you're sitting down drinking your coffee and you want to think about stuff, right? And I found the 25 most ridiculous business names ever. And I'm not going to read them all to you, but there's some good ones here. Like, let's see. Going Postal. It's a chain of retail shipping and receiving stores. So basically, it's it's like a UPS thing, I believe, or like they have. Yeah, they like have access to carriers like FedEx and DHL and shit like that, but it's called Going Postal, and it says that that's ridiculous. And I don't think that one's ridiculous. I think whoever wrote this article is reaching on that one, but there are some ridiculous ones. Because Going Postal, it's like, okay, I get it, somebody going crazy. But listen to this one. There's a pizza place that makes subs and pizza, and it's called Sam and Ella's. Sam and Ella's, which is like, okay, all right, now we're cranking it up a little bit, right? Going to Sam and Ella's, and somebody hears that, and they're like, what? You know? Because my mom used to be really fucking crazy about this shit. Like, she used to take the chicken out of the package, clean the fuck out of it with soap, and before she cooked it, because she was so paranoid about getting salmonella. Come and Go, K-U-M and Go. Hold on, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Jesus. Anyway, there's a place called Come and Go. I've seen it. I don't know what it is. Jitter's Coffee Shop. Not bad. Passmore Gas and Propane. It's a propane company. Am I Gone? Funeral home. Am I Gone? That's all right. I'm okay with that. Tequila Mockingbird. I think that's clever. Like, people think, the person who wrote this article is like, oh, does Harper Lee approve of this? It's like, that's some corny ass shit. Chewing Butts, tobacco place. All right, we get it. This one is my favorite one I've read so far. Stubbs, Prosthetics and Orthotics. Stubbs, right? If you lose an arm, they give you one. Or a leg or something like that. Spruce Spring Clean, it's a cleaning service. STD Contractors. Curl Up and Dye Salon. Okay, so you get it, right? And the only reason I went to go look up an article like that, I didn't look that article up specifically. It came up because I was looking up products. Because Gorilla Snot is a hair product. And I started watching these videos about it because I was like, would Gorilla Snot work on my hair? And also, I think it's pretty bold to call your product Gorilla Snot. And it's been around for a long time. And there's commercials about it on YouTube that I've never seen. that are pretty cool. They're all right. And the gorilla comes out, and he's got like a little bit of a Latin accent, and he's animated, and he doesn't look like Donkey Kong, but maybe they could be like they could live in the same world. I'm looking at him now. Yeah, he could totally be like a gorilla. Like, he could be in the Donkey Kong world for sure. It's almost pretty close. But yeah, gorilla snot. And they make earwax as well for your hair. So basically, they took all the gross shit that comes out of your body and want you to put it all over your hair, essentially. Seems like they only make hair products. You know, will they start making lotion? And call it like gorilla cum, because they say that cum is good for your skin, or something like that. I don't know what else comes out of your body. Feces. Nobody wants to put shit on themselves. Nobody. People would rather put cum on themselves than shit, I think. I'm willing to bet that. Cum gets on your body, you're like, I'll just wipe it off. Shit gets on your body, you're like, even though it's my own shit, I don't like it. You know, gets on your hand, you want to cut the hand off, then you got to go to Stubbs Prosthetics and get a new hand. See the connection I just made? Yeah, I don't know. Essentially, I was looking up this product because I was like, what do I do with this hair? How many times have you changed your look? Have you rebranded? Have you been rocking the same look for your whole life? We've all been through different phases, right? You had a goth phase. You had a fucking preppy phase where you were dressing preppy. You put a sweater on with a fucking shirt underneath it with the collar sticking out with some khakis on. People don't call them khakis anymore. They just call them chinos. The chinos have elasticity in them now. Before, you used to just wear Dockers. You know, now it's a different thing. Now everybody makes them. It's hard to find good pants. When you find pants that fit you the way you like, you have to just buy a bunch of them. Because pants are tough. Pants are really tough. Yeah, it's hard out here. They make one type of pant for one type of person, and if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, you can go fuck yourself. You probably should just wear athletic wear all the time. See, if you become a personal trainer or some kind of get involved in the fitness world, that's cool. But now wearing athleisure seems to be acceptable all the time. I see people who look like they're not going to the gym for real wearing workout clothes all the time. And I'm like, you know what? You're getting away with being as comfortable as you possibly can be. You're getting away with being in pajamas all the fucking time. And that's a win. God. Right now I'm just determining what kind of day I'm choosing to have. Which brings me to this point. I plan on, this is the very beginning of my day and I'm sharing this with you guys. I plan on getting up right after I record this podcast, hopping in the shower, putting on an outfit that makes me look dope and feel comfortable, walking out of the door with my fucking head held high, and just having a great day. Going to the gym, working out, seeing my squad, working with the other coaches, getting around some good energy and bringing good energy into the fucking world, into the fucking group. And just being happy, spreading love and spreading fucking, positive vibes. That's where I'm at. There's a huge bee outside my window. Huge. I'm looking at right now. Sorry to throw it. That shit just threw me off. So big it landed on a branch and the branch moved. Anyway, I plan on having a good day. You can plan on having a good day. You can have a great day as long as you want to. And when you start being around motherfuckers who just get into a funk and they want to live in that and they just are choosing to have a bad day all the time, that's not on you to make them have a good day. That's on them to fix it. So don't let that energy bring you down. Do what you got to do. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people you love. But also let the people you love take care of themselves as well. You know what I mean? If you give a man a fish, you just feed him for one day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for the rest of your life. All right, everybody. Have a fucking fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon. Later.